babies looking for food. Starvation, the recipe, people subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day and every clue. Don't let it go, it's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep, leaving 7 rows to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a death old? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct, and I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and I feel we on the break. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die, you voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a lie. You can march all you want, but they playing you wrong. They only understand war, it's the same old song. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. Like a lotus coming out of the mud with colors, I create envy in those with power but jealous. I unify the poor with my song, the hell with the others. Descended the way they treat indigenous brothers. Cause I understand we link forever. They try to hate us even though that we keep it together. I'm not talking about controlling the air or the weather. I'm talking about maintaining the truth, the high endeavor. A rebel drops bombs in the midst of trouble. The free world counterattack and now there's double. But nature gets the shit in the way to settle. If you stop the machines for a minute, you might hear, but they won't, cause the TV's whisper in the air. And capitalism has eyes that don't fear, and they cloud up and get crazy and won't stare. And like an ad, it's hard to get an ass to listen. Living like this is like living in prison. It's hard to keep hope when you're living in prison. The spiritual thoughts, so yes, the mental prison.
Maxwell, living in prison.
Yes, it's got to get through. Something's gotta die, so something here can live. Your life is nothing if you got nothing to give. Keeping the spiritual, yes, disguised as religion. Controlling your mind, the mental prison. All they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big.
All right, everybody, we back at it again. And wow, you know, living in hell is like living in prison, but not if you're Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, that's just not how it goes for everybody. You know, some people have a different kind of life, different way of things pulling through for them, and other people that don't get in that class bracket. And this is not the, you know, millionaire class bracket. You got to have a little bit more than that, a lot more than that, you know. But for those of you that are not in that billionaire class bracket, living in hell is not like living in prison, you know, because living in prison for some people is like, you know, where Ghislaine Maxwell is right now. It's in like a camp, a place you have picnics, a place where they come over to you with, you know, your lemonade and ask, hey, you want some lemonade? Like straight up. They have her in a place right now with college students, people that aren't normally around sex offenders. Straight up, no cap. That is what's going on right now. She would have been the first in history and is the first in history in a goddamn college town where there's actually young girls. I mean, this is the absurdity of the Trump administration. I can't even say, yeah, I guess you could call it an administration. It sounds more like a motherfucking criminal organization. It's to call it an administration. It makes it sound like it's not a fucking mafia. It's a damn mafia. The Trump mob, the Trump mafia is what's in power. It's not an administration. You know, that's just giving them too much. They are fucking criminals. That's just what it is. And you could look at it from all different angles, and all you're going to do is come up with the same damn outcome. They are criminals, and look at how they handle shit. Look at how they handle shit. I mean, it is really, really absurd. But This is breaking news. This is breaking news. These folks, according to Politico.com, right? They're not even trying to meet with the victims. The DOJ is not even trying to meet with victims. This is ridiculous. They're not even trying to. They've actually not even responded back to some of these victims. And it just makes you wonder why. Why not even respond back? I mean, they're not even attempting to even pretend like they're out for victims getting justice at all. All that shit has been thrown way out the window. They're not even pretending anymore. They're not even pretending to even be an administration anymore. But this is breaking news, so people got to hear it. So let's take a listen. Here we go.
Asking whether the Justice Department, DOJ under the Trump administration, is refusing to meet with and aid the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what's actually happening based on the latest reporting. Government engagement with victims. Victims and their attorneys have repeatedly criticized the DOJ for how it's handling the Epstein files. They've voiced concerns over lack of consultation, insufficient privacy protections, and what they see as politicization of their trauma. Many say they haven't been adequately notified or included in decisions about releasing documents. Site Turn News 3020, Turn News Turt Search 10, Search 8. Some victims accuse the DOJ of shielding powerful individuals rather than championing victims' rights, especially after Ghislaine Maxwell's prison transfer following a long DOJ interview raised suspicions. Site Turn News, Turn News 19, Turn Search, Turn News 20 Hour Turns Search 2. One notable survivor, Annie Farmer, called Trump's comment labeling the Epstein scandal a Democratic hoax offensive, pointing particularly to unanswered outreach attempts to DOJ leadership. She cited no one responded, even when she tried to communicate with Deputy AG Todd Blanche. Cite. Are victims
This is insane. This is ridiculous. Okay, but many victims strongly feel sidelined. They expressed that they were not properly consulted about disclosure decisions. Their privacy wasn't prioritized, and the DOJ's actions seemed more driven by public optics and political calculations than by genuine victim support. Yeah, let's see here. One more time here. Let me make sure I'm hearing this right.
Meetings or support. It's not that the DOJ is explicitly refusing to meet or labeling the Epstein scandal a Democratic hoax offensive, pointing particularly to unanswered outreach attempts to DOJ leadership. She cited no one responded, even when she tried to communicate with Deputy AG Todd Blanche.
Right. So this is just recent. When some of the victims actually tried, within the last couple of days, tried to contact Todd Blanche, right? And they're not even spending time even responding to them. I think they have figured out their base. I think Trump, the one sick thing, and this is what sociopaths, narcissists have an extreme advantage in. They know their cult well. They know their victims well. They know this. They know instinctively how weak, powerless people do stuff. And this is the power of gaslighting. A lot of sex trafficked people that have been trafficked, they experience this, but they can get into their minds in some kind of way. But this is the thing about Trump's supporters. They accept mediocre. They will accept anything. There is no bottom. There is no bottom. There is nothing you can say to them that would make them care for any of these victims. Just period. And I think Trump knows that, because the thing about abuse is that if you accept a little bit, the abuser always knows you'll accept more. And I think that's pretty much the relationship with Trump supporters, but the problem is that they're still victims. There's still the rest of us. The rest of us know that's wrong as hell to ignore victims. It's not normal. It doesn't normally happen. It hasn't happened under other administrations. And on top of that, they're just proud to even pretty much let Ghislaine Maxwell off the hook. I mean, she's out. She's getting out. She's getting out.
Unanswered outreach attempts to DOJ leadership. She cited no one responded, even when she tried to communicate with Deputy AG Todd Blanche. Cite: are victims being refused meetings or support? It's not that the DOJ is explicitly refusing to meet or aid victims. Some engagement has occurred, such as the DOJ's claimed efforts to notify almost all grand jury identified victims about its intent to unseal transcripts. Site turn searched 7 Turch 10 turn News 13. But many victims strongly feel sidelined. They express that they were not properly consulted about disclosure decisions, their privacy wasn't prioritized, and the DOJ's actions seem more driven by public optics or political calculations than by genuine victim support. Site turn News turn search 6 turns you News 12. Summary. In short, the DOJ under Trump is not officially refusing to engage with Epstein victims, but many survivors feel ignored and underserved. They report.
Right, but they're always good with this. I mean, they're not going to tell you we're refusing. No, they just ignore. And that is just the gist of it. They're able to get away with it. Trump supporters don't really give a damn. They can't be moved. It's just for them, they've gotten used to it being that way, just like they got used to this.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. A truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information. It's arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast?
What the hell is wrong with this dude's nose? It looks like he got a right hook slapped right dead in his damn nose. His nose is just hella crooked. Like, what is up with this? Anybody else notice this? Dude's nose is totally off center. Like, it's like it got smashed from one side in a bar brawl or something.
Largest scale pederast in human history.
Simple, because of who's on that list. Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Yeah. So seriously, this is what they've been saying, and folks have gotten used to it. The MAGA folks have just said, you know what? Hey, man, you can't get everything you want. And they just accepted it like this. There's no pushback from them. They basically accept mediocre. And Trump knows that. Trump pretty much knows he can rely on that base. But it's not going to be enough. I mean, you've relied on it in the past. That has worked. But this time around, things are closing in on homeboy for real.
Very hard headmaster. And Jeffrey Epstein, without a college degree, was a very odd teacher in an expensive private school. In any school.
Apparently, going on the lines of motive, what would the motive be? Because everybody knows Trump had a hell of a big ass motive to off Jeffrey Epstein. What a coincidence. Jeffrey Epstein dies after being arrested by the Trump administration. So he never gets to speak his truth. Was there a motive? It looks to me like there was a whole lot of motive, right? Number one, Jeffrey Epstein was flashing pictures of Trump with naked little girls before his death. just when Trump had became president. I'm pretty sure Trump wouldn't have liked that. But then there's also other information. I mean, loads of information. Me, for one, obviously there's information in there about who has possibly been getting blackmailed, who's been getting extorted, and who's been doing the extorting on an international level. You know, what foreign governments have this information? Who else did Jeffrey Epstein communicate with? All of that is in the Epstein files. Not just what he had, but who he gave it to, who he communicated with, and also wire transfers. Who did he get money from for those for that information? And, you know, how did he move his money around? But so putting all that aside as motive, apparently there's also one extra caveat. And the caveat is that Jeffrey Epstein was also helping Trump allegedly hide his money.
True. And he didn't last very long, although he obviously liked underage pupils. Whatever. Let's not go down there. But let us talk about how significant is it that Pam Bondi said there's no client list, there's nothing to see here, he wasn't murdered. We're putting this to bed.
Well, I think there has been this peculiar tension of the right wing, of a lot of the MAGA base.
And this is the Daily Beast, as you probably have recognized now.
Propounding this conspiracy theory about Jeffrey Epstein. And in their mind, you know, this was a bunch of Democrats. Remember, Bill Clinton was very close to, or for a period was very close to Jeffrey Epstein. Larry Summers. There's a whole range of Democrats. Pay no attention to that there was a whole range of Republicans too. They were very focused on this, and not focused.
Right, he's talking about the MAGA lead up. Like, MAGA people were focused on Epstein because they were like, okay, there's Democrats in there. They weren't focused and didn't even consider the fact that there could be more Republicans, and not only that, but that Jeffrey Epstein's best of best buddies for decades was actually the guy they're supporting to be president. They say it every day. Trump 2020. Look at the Trumpsters out there. Maggots, where are you in the chat? Maggots, come on, y'all. Root for Trump. Let's hear it. I want to hear the Trump.
Focused. And I really don't know what could be on going through their heads on the fact that Jeffrey Epstein's closest relationship in life was with Donald Trump. That these were...
they were just like, hey, never mind the fact that the closest relationship, never mind all of that. Never mind it. Oh, my goodness, man. Let's play some more.
That these were two guys joined at the hip for a good 15 years. They did everything together, and this is from sharing, pursuing women, hunting women, sharing at least one girlfriend for at least a year, in this kind of, you know, rich guy relationship with each other's planes, to Epstein advising Trump on his taxes, how to cheat on his. I dare say they kind of loved each other.
Now you hear that? Cheat on the taxes, right? Let's play that again.
They were.
Wait a second. Pull that back a little more.
To Epstein advising Trump on his taxes, how to cheat on his taxes.
Right. So there's this extra caveat in there. So there's loads of motive for, let's just say, somebody to get rid of Epstein just when you're talking about Trump alone. I mean, who would have more motive? A dude who hung out with him for decades, or a guy that hung out with him here and there. You tell me, his best friend, would his best friend have motive? Or would a person that, once or twice or three times over a decade, you tell me, who has the most motive? Who has the most motive to get rid of Epstein? You tell me. You tell me.
They were, I dare say, they kind of loved each other. These were.
Well, damn. They kind of loved. It doesn't get closer than that. It doesn't get closer than that, except one day. One day it had to come to an end. It had to come to an end one day, and
Breaking news, the new head of Paramount telling CNN he is standing by South Park after another utterly scathing episode about the Trump administration. The latest episode hitting
you really, 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 really got to be worried about hiding something when you're worried about South Park. You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? Or is it that these people seem to be worried, just totally worried? How can you be this worried about something that's so inconsequential? How could you be worried so much about something when there's nothing there? How could you be? How could one be? Why would one spend all that extra energy?
Prompting Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to publicly respond to South Park's unflattering portrayal of her. Here she is with Glenn Beck.
Yeah, it never ends, but it's so lazy to just constantly make fun of women.
Yeah, let's hear this gaslighting. She's talking about she has no goddamn experience anyway in this, to even have this job, and she's out there like, it's so lazy. Oh, really? You do tell. Do tell.
Look. Only the liberals and the extremists do that. If they wanted to criticize my job, go ahead and do that, but clearly they can't. They just pick something petty like that.
Oh, really?
South Park, which has not let up on its brutal criticism of Trump week after week, is the #1 streamed show in the United States right now. The #1 streamed show. So people are watching this. And that is something the White House, which tried to dismiss the show as irrelevant and saying no one watched it, which of course is factually inaccurate, they don't want to hear it. Brian Stelter is out front.
Hey, Satan! Meet the new face of Homeland Security.
Whoa! Oh my God! I just want to go. This place is gross.
South Park, insulting Mar-a-Lago, Trump's manhood, VP J.D. Vance, and this week, reserving most of its scorn for...
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
The show drawing from a real-life scandal.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face, because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
Turning dog deaths into a theme of the episode.
Mr. Mackey?
When Trump budget cuts caused the school counselor to look for a job with ICE.
All right, recruits, this is it. We're heading to a location that might be filled with illegals. Let's take these bad hombres down.
South Park emerging this summer as one of the...
Damn, I'm going to have to watch this immediately.
One of the Trump administration's fiercest critics.
Remember, only detain the brown ones.
One reviewer saying, you can feel Matt Stone and Trey Parker's disdain in every frame.
What?
The creators of South Park let it rip 2 weeks ago, leading the White House to claim the show, quote, hasn't been relevant for over 20 years. But actually...
Hey, buddy, welcome to Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President.
What is it, fantasy, buff? Hey, will you get out of here?
South Park ratings are way...
Oh, my God. So there's nothing there, nothing to be worried about, but they're worried about a South Park episode. It's very, very telling because you guess who they're not worried about? They're not worried about MAGA people at all. Not one bit. The Trump administration knows deep down inside at least half of MAGA will never, ever turn away from him. They've invested so much in Trump's and who Trump is, and Trump being a leader, kind of like a messiah figure, that they will never, they just are going to hold on to this to the end. Now, some like Joe Rogan and them might turn around, but the others, they're fighting really, really hard right now. And they're just not going to stop. They're not going to let go. And it's up to the rest of us, level-headed people that maybe voted for Trump in the past, but now have said, fuck this. I have enough. This is just enough, way too much for me. I can't do anymore. I mean, there's people like that. There's been didn't I just play some of these folks the other day? There were some folks like that. That came out. Here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, these are all Trump people that got fired, that lost their job because of Trump's executive orders. A lot of MAGA people lost jobs. A lot of red state people lost jobs they depended on even more than blue states, ironically enough. A lot of people lost their jobs. And so people like that can at least admit that they had the wrong ideas about Trump, those are people I can work with. Those are level-headed people. The other ones, folks, we're going to have to move on without that group. We're going to have to just let that group sit to the side and shrivel up and die while the rest of us go out there and save our goddamn country. By the way, Americans pay, after you pay your taxes, after you pay, your taxes in the U.S., after you pay your taxes, after you pay your rent, after you pay your electricity and water bill, after you pay your phone bill, all your essentials, and maybe for some people, after you pay for your school, Europeans on average take home more of their monthly salary than American citizens, yet the U.S. has more money. So Americans really need to tune in this time around and ask themselves, like, how far behind are American citizens when it comes to basic rights, civil rights? How far behind are you? And do you want somebody like Trump and his stooges to continue to chip away with it? Because the only people that are benefiting from it are the ultra rich. I mean, and if it's not the ultra rich, then it's Ghislaine Maxwell. But it's not the average American that goes to work. It's not the average person getting payroll taxes that's benefiting from the Trump regime. In fact, those are the people paying the rich for everything. I mean, these are the people benefiting. This is the people who are the top priority right now in the United States of America. These two people. Trump is bending and breaking his back. He's bent and he's broken his back for Elon Musk, even though Elon Musk is trying to pretend like he's not for Trump anymore. He's trying to pretend. I wonder why, because his companies went into, cardiac arrest. Tesla went into cardiac arrest because of his insane ass. But listen, this man already dug into Social Security, already dug into the Treasury Department. You don't know what he has done. You don't know what is to come of that because you let the richest man in with some goddamn hackers into the system. Then after Trump broke his back for Elon Musk for months and months and months because Elon Musk bankrolled his campaign to the White House. The only other person he's breaking his back for is Ghislaine Maxwell. Yes, he is willing to destroy even his MAGA base to get this woman out, and neither one of them are goddamn Americans. Neither one of them are goddamn Americans. But this is MAGA. This is MAGA. I mean, for those of you all that are first, second, third, fourth generation Americans, hey, I got no problem with you. But MAGA said they did. MAGA said they had a problem with those. But here are the bad fucking immigrants right here. It's right there. Nobody in ICE is looking for them. ICE are a bunch of bitches. That's what they are. These people own you. They own the Justice Department. They own the FBI. They own the White House. They own the U.S. government. That's them. They own the U.S. government. That's what they've been telling their victims. They've repeated it to their victims over and over and over again. Everyone has heard it. If you haven't heard it, this is the shit they were telling their victims.
Why are you covering up the Epstein files?
Hold on. Is this it? Whoa. Wait a second. 2 seconds, y'all. Why didn't this play right? No. Sorry about that. Damn, what happened? What were they telling their victims? Because it's a hell of a thing to tell victims. Here we go. This is what they were telling their victims. Listen up, y'all.
What a explosive and just kind of earth-shattering development this is for so many, also from members of law enforcement who either worked on this case or have, followed this case.
Prosecutors who really know the case, see if there's something else that can be valuable. This simply sounds like they're playing some FaceTime to her. We'll have the deputy AG come in who never
listen to what they were telling
like
the victims. Listen.
And then when you add in the timing, we're going to give you a nicer, cushier kind of place to be in jail. It seems like they want to entice her into doing something that's helpful to them, but really there can't be anything of substance.
Come in recent weeks. For them, this is about accountability and
all right, here it is, y'all. Here.
And justice. And that's important for two reasons. One, Epstein, we know through our reporting all of the evidence that has been presented in court as well as civil litigation, that this was an extensive sex trafficking operation that involved a lot of people, including some mandatory reporters, doctors, other people that
Is the audio still off? 2 seconds. Let me know when the audio is back on. Hold on. Is the audio on? Check. Is the audio still off? 2 seconds. Can y'all hear me? Let me know when the audio is back on. Okay, my fault. 2 seconds, y'all. Let me fix this real quick. You got to hear this clearly. Yeah, let me see. Did I have this? Where did I have this at? Let me go back up. There it is right here. Here it is. 2 seconds. It's coming. I'm having a little bit of drag, so let me just take my time with this real quick. Thanks for your patience, too. Damn, I hate to leave y'all on that cliffhanger. Hold on. Two seconds. All right. I think it's this right here. Here we go, right here.
None of the victims today have been informed about the facts that Maxwell was moved. And that, you know, is another just kind of slap in
Y'all hear me now? I had to reboot this. Sorry about the delay. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I think I had too many apps open at one time. But let me get back to where we just left off, because I want to remind people of what very bold shit to them feeling helpless. And yeah, it's just amazing that any of them got past this part. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Y'all can hear me. So 2 seconds. Let me pull this up. What the hell is going on here, man? For some reason, the system is behaving slowly, suddenly. All right, can you hear me now? What is going on? Let me try to get this up again. Let me see. Do I have this right? Okay, I'm almost there. Here we go. Can y'all see this? Boom. Now let's try to play this one more time.
None of the victims today have been informed about the facts that Maxwell was moved. And that, you know, is another just kind of slap in the face. It's also, I think, really important. There's an element of re-traumatization here. Because one of the things that Maxwell in particular did so effectively is she would taunt these victims, and she would say, or people that would be in a position to know things, and she would say, you can't do anything because we own the police. We own the FBI. We own the district attorney's office. And so that had a really chilling effect on people that may have been. So this is what they were telling them back then, that we own the police, we own the FBI, and we own the district attorney, the DA, yes. And at that time, that was Acosta's. That's Trump's main boy. He got a job from Trump as soon as Trump became president the first time around, you see? And guess who took Acosta's place in Florida after Epstein got that slap on the wrist? Pam Bondi, right? And so it's important to know these things, you know, just that little detail that they were telling people, we own the police, we own the DA. Think about that when you look at this picture, because this is the richest man in the world standing next to Ghislaine Maxwell, right? And these claims, she's the one making these claims. We own the police, right?
I mean, she's the one making those claims that said it to the victims. Allegedly, this is what the victims say. They're the ones who say this. Now think about this. Watch this again when you think about that.
We need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. A truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. A truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information.
Check. Y'all can't hear? Can you hear?
Information being released by my office. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. A truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Seriously.
So you see that this list is basically not going, I mean, it's not even a list. It's the files. It's the Epstein files. I don't know how it got changed to a list, but these files have a lot of different aspects to them. Espionage, blackmail, also pictures of people with little girls in acts, videotapes, right? A lot of information. And you have to ask yourself, why are they so caught on protecting, keeping these things a secret? And you also got to ask yourself, why is the Supreme Court going out on a limb? And I looked into this. Supreme Court, guess what? 6 men, 3 women, basically. 6 men, 3 women, something like that. Majority men. You got to ask yourself, the data on men and doing things to girls or women, the data on that doesn't look good. I mean, you got 6 men. According to the data, the odds of 6 men being together, it's a 4-to-1 chance that one of those men has done something to a woman. That's how the data works. And you got to ask yourself, on the scale of corruption, do you think it's, any one of those men on the Supreme Court wouldn't get caught in one of these things also? Do you think they're all happily married? Do you think, not even just that, also the aspect of accepting gifts and bribes? And think about who we're talking about. I mean, the group of people we're talking about. Now, for some people, that's quite a leap, right? But I don't think it's quite a leap. I think criminals have imagination. I think criminal-minded people that conspire, which is a crime, by the way, people get prosecuted for it. They tend to have a lot of imagination that everyday people don't have the time for. You see what I mean? But when I put one and one and two together, right? I see a picture with Elon Musk, richest man on earth. You could believe that they don't know each other at all and have nothing in common, or you could believe they have some things in common. It's totally up to you. But you can never convince me. This is after Jeffrey Epstein first had his first debacle, by the way, in Florida. You see, you could never tell me that this man, the richest man on earth, Elon Musk, or even halfway rich, would not know what happened to Epstein. I'm sorry, that's impossible. You cannot tell me that Ghislaine Maxwell wouldn't like to work with Elon Musk somehow either. You couldn't tell me that. He's got loads of money. Why wouldn't she? Elon Musk has how many umpteenth kids? How many goddamn kids does Elon Musk have? What is all of a sudden Elon Musk, he's opposed to little girls or something? He's opposed to freak-offs all of a sudden? Is that what he's, he's low, but he don't go that low, right? But he bankrolled Trump's damn campaign. So you see what I mean? Like, or is it that he just did that and they're not friends either? I mean, do you really believe Trump hates Elon Musk? You really believe that? No, these folks are sticking together thick and thin. The only people they are playing is the American people. And let me tell you, you could put all three of them together, Trump, Elon Musk, and how many generations do they even have in the United States? Any of them all together? They're barely, Trump, Elon Musk, and together, they barely represent even 1% of what it is to be an American, yet they have that much power. The president of the United States is bending his back for Elon Musk and bending his back for Ghislaine Maxwell. That's for damn sure. And she's not even American. I don't even think she is. So the conspiracies out there, you tell me. I think the only people that don't know that don't know Epstein was murdered are the MAGA, the Pope folks. The Pope folks that just want to believe. I think the only people that don't believe Trump did it are the silly same people. The same people. Trump had him arrested. Trump had Epstein arrested after Epstein was flashing pictures of him with little girls on the Daily Beast to the Daily Beast journalist who happened to be the guy doing his story, his memoir, this guy, Wolf. Yes, he died after showing him those pictures. He was arrested after showing him those pictures. And he died. Biden comes along and prosecutes Ghislaine Maxwell. She goes to jail. She goes to jail. Right? She goes to jail. And what does Trump do? Trump is going to get her ass out of jail. Now, why do you think that is? You tell me. I mean, to me, I think Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, I think they all know the truth. And I think they're all covering it up. And I think they know their asses are in trouble. And that they're in up to their heads already. They were in, but I think they found out something that it represents the end to them. So do American people want to be dragged through this? Is this what American people deserve? American taxpayers, you want to have your whole life wrapped up by Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Elon Musk, and Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, because that's where it is right now. They have your entire reality in their hands. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but that seems like a pretty sad reality for some people. Kash Patel, is he even goddamn American? I mean, he's one generation American. Just think about this. it seems to be that some people got fooled. And getting out of this mess, it seems like it's going to have to be a Friday the 13th massacre in the midterm elections. Like, the only way you can impeach these corrupt judges, the only way you can impeach a president that's so corrupt, or vice president, or any of those stooges, any of the people that helped them do these things, is with the power of impeachment. And that only comes with 2/3 of the Senate, the majority Congress, and 2/3 of the Senate. Without that, you can't even just have the basics of what everybody else in Western democracies have. Universal health care and the right to educate yourself when you want to better yourself without money being a factor. That's it. So on that note, I hope people think about this a little bit more. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments. Let me know what your thoughts about all of this is. And I'm going to be back at y'all soon. Be good, man. Bless.
They want war. Crime babies looking for food. Starvation, the recipe. People subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day in every clue. Don't let it go. It's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep, leaving 7 rows to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a debt's owed? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct, and I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and up and we on the break. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die. You voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a lie. You can march all you want, but they playing you wrong. They only understand war, it's the same old song. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. Like a lotus coming out of the mud with colors, I create envy in those with power but jealous. I unify the poor with my song, the hell with the others. Descended the way they treat indigenous brothers, cause I understand we link forever. They try to hate us even though that we keep it together. I'm not talking about controlling the air or the weather. I'm talking about maintaining the truth, the high endeavor. A rebel drops bombs in the midst of trouble. The free world counterattack, and now there's double. But nature gets the shit in a way that's subtle. If you stop the machines for a minute, you might hear, but they won't, cause the TV's whisper in the ear. And capitalism has eyes that don't tear, and they cloud up and get crazy and won't steer. And like an ab, it's hard to get an ass to listen. Living like this is like living in prison. It's hard to keep hope when you're living in prison. The spiritual thoughts, so yes, the mental prison. The outside, yes, it's got to get through. Something's gotta die, so something here can live. Your life is nothing if you got nothing to give. Keeping the spiritual, yes, disguised as religion. Controlling your mind, the mental prison. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war.